Hey guys, it's been really weird energy the past 2 days, and I think it's the whole retrograde crap finally lifting off and setting us free. And I don't know about you, but I'm exhausted, like just done. And I wanted this week to discuss lessons from loss, not benefits, obviously, because no matter what kind of loss it is, it sucks. Whether it's temporary or permanent, it sucks. And if you're in that moment, you can't grasp the idea that good things could come of this. Uh, my stepmother lost her father this week, which was ironic considering, we're doing death and dying this month. And everyone's pretty much headed to New York for the funeral, except for me and my sister will be taking care of the homestead and everything. It certainly changed my personal plans because we're covering for everybody else. So the seminar that I'd really been looking forward to Saturday, I'm no longer going to. But taking that, something that I was really frustrated about because I wanted to go really, really badly. I told my teacher, I was like, I don't want the money back. Can you give my spot to someone that couldn't afford to go and give someone else an opportunity that wouldn't have been able to go a chance to go? And he was like, yeah, that's amazing. That's great. Yes, let's do that. It's like, okay, it's my good deed for the month. Even though I still am like, I really wanted to go to that. It sucks. That was my loss for this week. Again, not obviously not a death loss, but I was able to transform that in a way that it could be passed on. And this way, losing her father, she is able to be done with a very specific chapter in her life. And obviously, that's not something that she will be thinking about now or this week or maybe even this month. But anytime we experience death or dying, things change. They do. That's the only constant in life is that things change. And one of the lessons that people typically learn regarding loss, and I found this repeatedly through readings, is that people wish they had done more things in life. I wish I had told them how I felt. I wish I had apologized to them before they die. There are things that need resolving, whether it's something big or something little. Or, a lot of people say, I just wanted to tell them I love them one more time. I wanted to tell them I'm sorry for whatever stupid little thing that they still felt guilty about. Don't wait. That is the biggest, huge, huge, huge lesson. Don't wait. If you want to say something, say it. Especially if it's a good thing, like, I love you, I'm sorry, I miss you, I want to put effort into spending more time together. These are good things, right? Or you can also say, it really sucks that you did X, Y, and Z to me in third grade, and I still kind of harbor a little resentment about that. Well, they probably have forgotten about it for the most part. When you die, certain things don't matter anymore. As we grow older, certain things don't matter anymore. Anything that happened in third grade pretty much doesn't matter anymore. But some people hold on to things, and for completely different reasons. Maybe a loss of innocence when you realize that the world isn't fair. In sixth, seventh grade, maybe you realize the world isn't fair. That's a huge loss of innocence. But the lesson in that is that it opens your eyes to a bigger world around you. And hopefully you get a good reminder about good karma. But fairness is one of our first losses of innocence, besides Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and all that. The idea that the world isn't fair is one of our first losses of innocence. Experiencing a death in the family is the next big jump in a loss of innocence, because we realize things really are temporary. And if you experience that very young in life, that's extremely shaping and maturing for your life. I find that people that experience loss early in life are a lot more mature about things that actually matter than people who experience loss way later in life. That doesn't hit them till mid-20s, usually, and they experience that big first loss. And it hits them harder, I think, in a different way, because the world that they expected is just shattered and crumbled. So there are a lot of lessons that we can take from loss when it comes to jobs, right? You lose a job. Well, maybe there's a better job out there. Maybe there's a reason that you were meant to get out of this job. Maybe you'd been offered opportunities for other jobs and you hadn't pursued it because you had this job. Well, now you have to do something different. If you get dumped by boyfriend or girlfriend, if you find out someone's been disloyal, and whatever that means to you, go with that. You have to change. Loss is that thing that shifts your perspective entirely, that you can't go back to looking at the world the way that it was. Things have changed. You've realized the world is more than you thought it was. A lot of people become less trusting. A lot of people pull away from other people. I understand the no trusting thing. I get that. That keeps you safe. But the problem is, if we hide away from the world, you're never gonna do anything fun again, right? I get the hermit phase. I'm big on the hermit phase. I support the hermit phase. If you are studying spirituality, if you are studying your craft, if you are studying whatever, but you can't stay there. You can't stay there. Very few of us actually have that life path for the entirety of our life. It's supposed to be meant as a portion of our life, and then you get back out there. Okay, it's a cycle. When we talk about losing someone close to us, a lot of the lessons that they learned, hopefully we will be reminded of. For people that passed that are vibrant and exuberant and really took a lot of joy from the little things in life, hopefully the people that survived that passing will carry that on in that person's memory. We do things in memory of people all the time. I'm going to have a drink of whatever in memory of Uncle so-and-so. I baked chocolate cake for Christmas because so-and-so always baked chocolate cake for Christmas, so we're going to carry on that tradition in their honor. I love that idea. I love the idea of honoring our ancestors, and we tell our children, they ask, why do we always have chocolate cake? Well, it's a really cool story. So-and-so always used to make chocolate cake, and it becomes a very interesting byline in our life stories that we carry on things, and it shows the importance of bringing our ancestors with us on this journey as we move forward. Whether those ancestors are family, friends, we bring them with us. Nobody is forgotten. Nobody's left behind. The idea and the memory of people we carry through. I love that. That's important. What else do we learn? Maybe we learn not to do things. Maybe the person that passed was a crappy person. We're like, well, we're going to make sure that nobody turns out like Uncle Joe, right? Don't be like Uncle Joe, we have to transform those things into something good and to benefit us and the people around us. Maybe we remember them fondly for the good things, right? You're not supposed to speak ill of the dead, so maybe nobody knew that Uncle Joe was a flaming alcoholic and whatever. So we remember the good things, and then we say, but, addiction runs in our family. Uncle had a problem with that as well. So perhaps that comes in a different way when you talk to your children and your cousins and so. We're always very cautious about our coping skills and drinking and smoking and anything that can become an addiction, even food. And we wish that Uncle Joe had dealt with that in a better way. However, he didn't, and it became an issue in his life, and we don't want that for you. So perhaps, again, that becomes part of the story, but in a different way. Okay? There's always a lesson to learn from loss. You're not gonna learn it immediately. Something crappy is not gonna happen, and you're gonna be like, "Ah, now I understand." No, no, no. You you have to go through the process, and then 6 months later, you look back and you're like, "Oh, okay, now I get it. Now I see. Now I understand, and we're gonna carry on the narrative in a different way to be passed on." Or, "Oh, I get it. I'm really glad to be done with that. Really glad to be done with that." Yes. Because now wonderful, bigger, brighter things are on my horizon, right? There are always lessons to be learned. And sometimes that lesson is simply that tragedies happen. I mean, it's ridiculous and completely unfair that kids die. It's ridiculous and completely unfair that young people pass away doing stupid, stupid crap. It sucks. It does. And I don't think we'll ever find a reason for that. I think that the lesson to be learned there is that life isn't fair. Life sucks. And unfortunately, tragedies happen, and we have to make the best that we can out of the situation, or else we get sucked down into that bog of sadness and despair and unhappiness, and we can't live there. We can't live there, okay? I hope that that's never happened to anybody, but chances are throughout your lifetime you will know someone that has suffered through a completely unfair tragedy that doesn't make sense. And sometimes we just have to let that go. It sucks. Hope doesn't happen to you, but you will probably know somebody that has experienced a tragedy, and it's not comforting to tell them. There's a reason behind this, you know. I always hear people say, you know, God does everything for a reason. No, nobody wants to hear that. Like, even if it's true, nobody wants to hear that, okay? People want to hear, this sucks. I'm sorry this is happening to you. Is there anything I can do? Do you need a hug? Do you want food? I can bring you food. That's what people want to hear, okay? I love you guys. And this is a rough month. I feel like maybe we should have made this October, but that would have been way too depressing because it's already starting to get colder and it's the first official day of fall. We're getting this in early, so we can move forward and happier things. I might actually switch around next month's stuff. I've been very into sigils lately. The big thing for signs and symbols. So, or maybe I'll just do a video series. We'll see. So if you'd like to share down below what you've learned from loss or hurt even, kind of the same thing. Anything important, things that you've experienced, good healthy coping skills, mechanisms, all that good stuff. Share down below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.